This is a question and answer session with Dr. Umar that's going to be an hour. Question and answer session with Dr. Umar that's going to be an hour. If you have a question, you must send in a Cash App. If you have a question, you must send in a Cash App. This is the way it's going to go. This is FDMG fundraiser time. FDMG fundraiser time, and we sending our prayers out to the dog up in White Plains, dedicated to DMX. Get up, black man. This is how we're going to do it. If you have a question for Dr. Umar, you got to send in the Cash App. In order for your question or comment to be read, the donation needs to be at least $5. In order for the question or comment to be read, donation needs to be at least $5. If the donation is under $5, your name will be read. You will be honored, but the question and comment will not be read. It must be at least $5 for question and comment to be read and answered, but your name will be mentioned no matter how small of a donation you got, brothers and sisters. This is all about our children. It's about saving black boys. It's about saving black girls. It's about getting that HVAC done. It's about getting that plumbing done. We got 5 months, brothers and sisters, 5 months until the end of August. And I want to have that grand opening unapologetically first annual Unapologetically African Family Festival and Conference. We want to have a festival and conference. If you have a question, you got to make a donation. So I got the Cash App up, $FDMG School. I got the Cash App up, $FDMG School. Hit your Cash App. Jay-Z's first 2 albums were not better than DMX's first 2 albums. Jay-Z's first 2 albums were not better than DMX's first 2 albums. Sorry about that. Okay? Hit your Cash App, $FDMG School, $FDMG School. You got a question, you got to donate. You want to answer, you got to donate. So the Cash App is up, brothers and sisters. I'm just waiting for the first donation to come through. Who gonna make that first one? Make sure you have your question or your comment. We got $21 from BK Trainer. Thank you, BK Trainer. $21. Where you at, BK Trainer? You might need to train me a little bit. You on the East Coast? You in Brooklyn? Where you at, BK Trainer? I got to get my 6-pack up. The Prince of Pan-Africanism got to get the 6-pack. I ain't seen my 6-pack since my sophomore year in college. I ain't seen my 6-pack since my sophomore year. Where them donations at? Hit your Cash App, $FDMG School. Any question, I'm going to answer it as long as it's $5. If it's under $5, I'm giving you a shout out, but I will not be answering your question. $FDMG School, brothers and sisters. What I got coming up. Next weekend, we have Boston, Black Parent Boot Camp, Boston, Massachusetts, at the Good Shepherd Church. Okay, but there's a book signing on Friday. So my very next event is the Black Parent Advocate book release for Boston, Massachusetts, Friday, April 9. Black Parent Advocate book release Friday, April 9. And then Saturday, April 10, also in Boston, is the Black Parent Boot Camp, 8 in the morning until 8 p.m. All training materials included. Lunch is included. Refreshments are included. But you should bring additional refreshments because you might like a certain tea, certain juice, certain snack. Bring it on through, brothers and sisters. Dress comfortably, brothers and sisters. Dress comfortably because you're going to be there 12 hours. No children. No children. Now, if you absolutely have to bring the child, bring the child. But 12 hours is a long time for a child to have to sit through this boot camp. And it's a long time for you to have to be distracted with your beautiful child as you try to learn the information. You must be in your seat by 10 a.m. next Saturday. Do not show up in Boston at the Good Shepherd Church, 18 Whittier Street, after 10 a.m. because you're not getting in. You're not getting in if you show up after 10 a.m. Okay? So the Boston book signing and the boot camp are at the same place. The Boston book signing and the boot camp are at the same place, Good Shepherd Church. My first visit since 2016, 6 long years. Come out Friday night and get your book. Meet and greet with the Prince. It's been 6 years. Boston Queens have them cameras. I ain't seen my beautiful Boston sisters in 6 years. You know I got them Papa Bear hugs for you. My Massachusetts ladies, you know I got them Dr. Papa Bear hugs for you. And then the next day, come back for the boot camp. Okay? And then Thursday, the 14th of April, Thursday the 15th of April, I will be in Augusta, Georgia for the first time. Thursday the 15th of April, Augusta, Georgia for the first time. Thursday the 15th of April, Augusta, Georgia, and we will be at the Humanity House, Humani Tree, HUMANITREE, humanitreehouse.com, located 305 8th Street, 305 8th Street in Augusta, Georgia, Thursday, April the 15th, from 2 o'clock until 8 o'clock. And the very next day, I am in Atlanta. Augusta on Thursday, Atlanta on Friday. And on Friday, the 16th of April, we will be at 6385 Old National Highway, 6385 Old National Highway in Atlanta, 330 State of Black America address in Unity, Raleigh. State of Black America address in Unity, Raleigh, 330 in Atlanta, Friday, April the 16th, 6385 Old National Highway. Okay? And then what do we have? What do we got after we hit up Boston? Then we're going to hit up Augusta, Georgia. And then we're going to hit up Atlanta. I'm missing something. We got something else in April. It'll come back to me. May 1st, Shreveport, Louisiana. May 1st, Shreveport, Louisiana. May 1st, Shreveport, Louisiana for the first time. And I'm waiting for the details for the Shreveport lecture. Tulsa, Oklahoma, May the 15th, Friday, at the Greenwood Cultural Center, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Friday, May 15, Black Parent Advocate book release and lecture, Greenwood Cultural Center. Saturday the 16th, Oakland, California. Sunday the 17th, Los Angeles, California. Blessed Love, Vernon Ave. Y'all know how we do. Ross, Bob, Sister Kim, the backyard, the food, the mic. You know how we do, LA. Black Parent Advocate book release, Los Angeles. Get ready. Now, for Oakland, where are we going to be at? Just so my Oakland family know. LA know where we're going to be. Tulsa know. Oakland, we're going to be at the Church of All Faith, 2100 Fifth Avenue. The Church of All Faiths, 2100 Fifth Avenue in Oakland on Saturday, May the 15th from 2 until 8. Now let me hit the Cash App. $ FDMG School. Let me read some questions. If you got a question, you got to hit the Cash App. Okay. Kahali Bakulu. Kahali Bakalu. Kahali Bakalu, $10. I have listed my question in the question box. What do you mean you listed your question in the question box? Where's the question box? Kahali Bakalu. I don't know where the question box at. Terrell Davis. Thank you for the $1 donation, Terrell Davis. Jarius Lyles, $10. Thank you, Brother Jarius. No question or comment from Brother Jarius. Keon Young, $5. Thank you, my brother. No question or comment from Keon. Omar Leslie, $10 donation. Thank you, my brother. No question or comment from Omar. Cameron Butler, $25 donation. Thank you, Brother Cameron. No question or comment from Brother Cameron. Too Hot to Handle, 54. $50 donation from Too Hot to Handle, 54. Shout out to Too Hot to Handle. Edward, $15 donation from Edward. No question, no comment. Robert Robinson, $40 from Big Rob. Thank you, Brother Robert Robinson. Tyreek Tilton, $5 from Brother Tyreek. Thank you, Brother Tyreek. Sister Tiffany Griffin, Ifatunde University, $50. Please explain the third rule of white supremacy. All right. So the first rule of white supremacy is that all Europeans are racist. And when we say all Europeans are racist, we are simply saying that all white people participate in the system of black oppression, directly or indirectly, consciously or unconsciously, and all white people benefit from the system of black oppression, directly, indirectly, consciously or unconsciously. So the first rule of racism is recognizing that it is a system in which all Europeans participate. All Europeans, there are no exceptions. All Europeans participate in the system of racism because racism cannot exist. It cannot continue. It cannot survive unless every white person participates. That's number one. Okay? And every white person derives a benefit from the system of racism as well. Do you understand? So whether they kill a cop or not, they benefit from the fact that the police are oppressing black people. Whether they participate in the underemployment of black people, it doesn't matter. They benefit from the fact they don't have to compete with those black people who are being systematically unemployed. Whether they are the judge or the prosecutor, it doesn't matter. The fact that so many black people are being locked up creates a domino effect of political and economic problems from which all white people benefit. So I want you all to understand, it doesn't matter if the white person is on the sideline or not. They still reap a benefit that none of them have refused to receive at all in history. Let me say that again. There is no white person who has ever given back their white privilege. If you know of a white person who has given back their white privilege, please let me know their name. I'm not aware of a single white person who has ever given back their white privilege. There's not a white person who does not enjoy privilege in this country, in this world, as a result of the stigmatization, dehumanization, exploitation of the black man and woman. So that's rule number one. All white people participate. All white people benefit from racism. Rule number two, okay? Racists don't share power with their victims. Rule number two, racists don't share power with their victims. White people have never shared power with black people. Never in history, never at the current time, never in the future. If you can name a corporation, if you can name a business, if you can name a country, if you can name a set of circumstances where you can show me where the white person shared power with the black person, I would like to know where it is. Because every situation in history where our ancestors shared power with white folk, they ended up losing that power to the white folk. So it may have been a temporary sharing of power, but it ultimately was a capitulation of power away from the black and towards the white. They don't share power. So when you hear people say things like one America, that propaganda that Barack Hussein Obama used to brainwash black people, there's no black America, there's no white America, there's only the United States of America. Do you remember Barack Obama saying that? Do you remember Barack Obama saying that when he won the presidential election, that victory speech? There's no white America. There's no black America. There's only the United States of America. So, Mr. Barack Obama, if there's no white America and there's no black America, there's only the United States of America. Can you explain to me then, Barry Soreto? Can you explain to me, Barry Soreto, if there's no black America or no white America, how is it that 1 out of every 9 black men are either in prison or jail right now? But for white males, that number is like 1 for 40. If there's no black America and no white America, can you help me understand why the average amount of wealth in a black household is less than 10% of the average amount of wealth in a white household? If there's no black America and no white America, how do you explain gentrification, Mr. Barack Obama? Because I'm not aware of a white community that has ever been gentrified by black folks. I have never seen a white community that was gentrified by black people. Does anybody know of a community of white people where black people came in and through the sheer power of their dollar were able to force all the white people out? I'm not aware of that. I'm not aware of a systemic miseducation effort being handed out to white children. I'm not aware of a school to prison pipeline for white boys. So, Mr. Barack Obama, President Obama, if there is no white America and no black America, how do you explain and defend the enormous and drastic differences in quality of life and path through life for black people as compared to white people? If there's no black America and no white America, then help me explain. Help me explain that. Why have black people never achieved an equal footing with white folk in this country in the 155 years since the end of chattel slavery? The truth is, there is a white America and there is a black America. They are unequal. It is unfair. And it is being unaddressed. The differences between white America and black America are unequal, unfair, and most of all, they are being unaddressed. They are being ignored. And on top of that, President Biden wants to help 11 million. 11 million. President Biden wants to help 11 million undocumented immigrants earn their work visas and ultimately their U.S. citizenship. Why does President Biden want to help 11 million undocumented illegal immigrants get a work visa and a citizenship when half the black men in America are unemployed and can't find a job? So if half of the black men in America are unemployed and can't find a job, how did President Biden find time to help 11 million non-citizens get a work visa? How can they get a visa for work when black men can't find work? How can 11 million illegal immigrants get help from the president to get a working visa when half the black men in the country can't find work? And then he wants to fast track them to U.S. citizenship. My question for the president, what is the real reason you want to help these 11 million immigrants get their U.S. citizenship? I know part of it is that'll be 11 million votes for the next Democratic presidential candidate. I understand. Part of that is that will be 11 million votes for the next Democratic presidential nominee. I get that. But what are the other reasons? The most obvious and glaring reason is you want to use these 11 million immigrants to replace black people in the employment market. You want to use these 11 million undocumented immigrants to take the low-wage minimum skill jobs from black people. You intend to use these 11 million undocumented illegal immigrants for whom you will provide citizenship to replace black folk. There's 46 million Africans in America. There's 46 million Africans in America. When we take out the ones who are in prison or jail, we're almost to 40. So you're going to bring in illegal immigrants and give them a citizenship and a work visa. And you're going to bring in an amount of these illegal immigrants that is equal to roughly 25% of the black population. Why is Joe Biden rushing this? Why is it so important for Joe to bring in 11 million illegal immigrants, give them a work visa and citizenship so they can replace black people? There is a Negro removal campaign that is in full effect. The only place America wants to see black people is in the cell or in the ground. If you are not in a jail cell and if you are not in the ground, you are a problem in this country. And they're going to give citizenship to these 11 million to make sure you can't even work at McDonald's. You can't even work at airport security. You won't be able to pick up the garbage or sweep the streets. They're going to shut us out. 11 million is a lot of people, brothers and sisters. He didn't say 1 million undocumented immigrants. He didn't say 2 million undocumented immigrants. He didn't say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10. He said 11. 11 million undocumented immigrants. He wants to give them work visa and citizenship, although he's done nothing to address the systemic and endemic problems that affect black America. Lord have mercy. And for those of you in the comments who are trying to make excuses, you're just a coon. And that's all right too. And that's all right too. And that's all right too. You love to argue your enemy's perspective. And that's all right too. That's all right too. That's why when we finally open FDMG, we got to have a coon conference. I want to get in a room with all the coons. And we just going to have a straight conversation with the coons. We have to address you all because you are a cancer in black America. We must deal with the coons. And then we're going to have a global coon conference, right? Because I am a Pan-Africanist. So we have to have a global coon conference. So we're going to bring all the coons from Africa and the coons from Europe and the coons from the Caribbean and the coons from the Americas and Australia and Canada and the South Pacific. And we got to have a Pan-African coon conference to address the coons. And we're going to try to rehabilitate some of you coons. We're going to try to rehabilitate some of you coons. But we got to find out what to do with those of you who cannot be saved, because you are a significant security risk to the survival of the Black liberation struggle. And what I find interesting about Joe Biden's 11 million immigration plan, which is basically a 11 million Negro removal plan, nobody's questioning the intention of this. The Democratic Party ain't said nothing. Congressional Black Caucus ain't said nothing. NAACP, Urban League, community-based organizations. Nobody's saying anything about this 11 million immigrant new citizen and work visa project of Joe Biden. Rule number 1, all Europeans are racist. Rule number 2, they do not share power with blacks. Rule number 3, to Sister Tiffany's question, the rules of racism. Rule number 3 to Sister Tiffany's question is, white supremacy is ruthless. Rule number 3 is ruthlessness. 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 Racism is ruthless. They will poison your water. They will give you COVID, and then they will turn around and give you a COVID vaccination. They will give you AIDS, Ebola. They will miseducate your kids, mass incarcerate your men, kill the babies in the wombs of your woman. Racism is ruthless. There is no moral code. There is no standard of ethics that is going to keep the European from achieving his agenda. He does not stop. No Bible, no Quran, nothing will stop the onslaught of global white supremacy. Nothing at all. You have to organize and fight it. It is ruthless. And that's why when you Negroes try to use a biblical interpretation of white racism, you're wrong. You Muslims want to use a Quranic interpretation of race, you're wrong. Okay? I don't care who you are. Ain't no religious book has no solution in it for white supremacy, because it is ruthless. And if you think you're going to pray your oppressor into loving you, then you're sicker than he is. If you think you're going to pray your oppressor into loving you, then you are sicker than he. Let's see if we got any more donations at the moment. DMX, get up out that bed, brother. We pulling for you. DMX, get up out that bed. We pulling for you. Pick and Roll, $5 from Pick and Roll. Thank you, Pick and Roll. No question or comment. If you have a question or comment, you must donate. Get on your Cash app, $FDMG School. If you have a question or comment, you must donate. Get on your Cash app, $FDMG School, and I will read your question or comment. Okay. Kahali Bakalu is back. Can you tell me about Ethiopian genetics? I need clarity on that question. What do you mean, Ethiopian genetics? We know that Ethiopia is within the cradle of mankind. It's where God first put the African, first put man and woman down on earth in Africa along the Fertile Crescent, which includes Uganda, Ethiopia, Kemet. Who else is in that Fertile Crescent? Kenya, Somalia, Eritrea, all up and down that Rift Valley is the Fertile Crescent. That's the birth of man. That's the original home of man. And so all of us have some East African DNA because all of mankind has an East African origin. I hope that helps, Kahali Bakalu. I love your name, Kahali Bakalu, and I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Brother Don Philo, is an all-black city similar to Tulsa possible? Yes, Brother Don, an all-black city similar to Tulsa, okay? Similar to Tulsa, an all-black city is possible. We can have an all-black city next year if we want one. You can have an all-black city in every state if you want one. You can have an all-black city in every country if you want one. But in order to build an all-black city, you got to have black people who are committed and convicted enough to bring it forth. That means they have to discipline their spending. That means we have to put our money together. That means we have to purchase institutions, renovate those institutions, and then we have to pay for the operation of those institutions like they did in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Charleston, South Carolina, Wilmington, North Carolina, Rosewood, Florida. We've had black Wall Streets all over America. Tulsa was the most famous because of what happened to it. Okay? Yes, we can have an all-black city. But in order to have an all-black city, you got to have a nationhood consciousness. You have to have a group of Africans who are serious about nationalism and serious about nation building. Nation building and nationalism goes hand in hand, because when you say you are a nationalist, you're automatically saying that I am a nation builder. And if you're saying that you are a nation builder, you are automatically saying that you want to create institutions. A nationalist is a nation builder, and a nation builder is an institution developer. So yes, we can have a community where we have our own bank, our own school, our own hospital, our own supermarket, our own manufacturing center, our own shipping industry, our own distribution network. Yes, we can do it. But you got to have the mindset to do it. Most black people are not interested in sacrificing for the greater good of the black community. And that is a global phenomenon. I don't care if you live in Africa, Europe, Asia, Canada, the Caribbean islands, the Central and South America. Most African people globally are psychologically defeated people. We are a psychologically defeated people. Why would you expect a psychologically defeated people to build an independent community? A psychologically defeated people don't believe it's possible to build an independent community. What is the number one symptom of a psychologically defeated person? What is the number one symptom of a psychologically defeated person? The number one symptom of a psychologically defeated person, I want y'all to hear me well. The number one symptom of a psychologically defeated person is negativism. Negativism. You ever been around Africans who are always negative? Always, we can't do this. We can't do that. That's too hard. That's impossible. The white man won't let us. We can't do this. We can't do that. That's too hard. That's going to take too much time. They're not going to let us do it. That is negativism. And negativism is the number one symptom of a psychologically defeated African. That's why we have Africans, Africants, and Africoons. I'm going to say it again. We have Africans, Africants, and Africoons. I am an African. I can. The African, I-K-A-N. I can do it. When you say I am an African, you're saying I can do it. You should never call yourself an African if you don't believe we can do it, because the word I can is right there in the word African. You can't have African without I can. So when you say I can, when you say I'm an African, you're saying I can. I can do it. So an African is optimistic. An African is optimistic. He is a revolutionary optimist. The African is a revolutionary optimist. If you are not a revolutionary optimist, you are not an African, and you're definitely not a Pan-African nationalist. You must be a revolutionary optimist. For the revolutionary optimist, the only question is how, not if. See, for the Africans, it's always we can't. We got a lot of Africans around. All they do is doubt. They're useless. Get rid of them. They will infect the whole group with their negativism. A Pan-African LGBTQ internationalist. Okay, so you're a socialist. You are a socialist. And I respect your Pan-Africanism. But the problem with you Pan-African socialists, the problem with you Pan-African socialists is all of you are integrationists. You accept anybody and everything as long as they want to smash capitalism. The problem with you Pan-African socialists, I respect your Pan-Africanism. But the problem with you Pan-African socialists is you are really integrationists. You're really integrationists. You want to hold hands with everybody. You are Pan-African integrationists. That's what you are. There's no such thing as a Pan-Africanist LGBTQ. There's no such thing as that. It's impossible. It's a total contradiction. And so I need you Pan-African socialists to get your act together and stop pushing integrationism within the Pan-African movement. You're contradicting the intentions of this struggle. Okay, let me break this down to you, my beautiful African sister. And for the record, I love you. You're a lesbian, and I love you. You're bisexual, I love you. Okay, I love you as my sister, as the person, you understand? I want to be clear with you. I'm going to answer your question. Can you be LGBT and a Pan-Africanist? I'm going to answer your question. But first, I want to make sure you understand that my response is coming from a place of love. You're my sister, and I love you. Okay? Gay or straight, I love you. The person I love. The behavior I reject. Okay? The person I love. The behavior I disagree with. And I want to tell you why. Pan-African nationalism. I'm going to give you the answer for the Pan-African nationalist. I cannot give you the answer for the Pan-African socialist. Well, I can. Let me give you their answer first. For the Pan-African socialist, you can be lesbian or bisexual and still be a Pan-African socialist, because the socialists operate on a European ideological paradigm. Okay, they come from a Marxist-Leninist approach to oppression. So for the socialist, they see capitalism as the problem, not racism. For the socialists, smashing capitalism is the problem, not racism, because they believe capitalism invented racism. So for them, you can be a lesbian and be a Pan-African socialist. You can be gay and be a Pan-African socialist. You could be transgendered and be a Pan-African socialist for them. So that's the Pan-African socialist. So you can be a part of that. They will accept you. They accept everything as long as you're against capitalism. Okay? Now let me give you the answer for the Pan-African nationalist. I want to give you the answer for the Pan-African nationalist. For us, again, sister, I love you. I love all of our people. Gay or straight, I love all of our people. Gay or straight, but I disagree with your behavior. The reason you cannot join us, the reason you cannot struggle for us. Now, I will die for you, sister. I will fight with you. I will fight for you if anyone tries to harm my black sister. But the reason you cannot join this movement is because the word nationalism is derived from the word nature. Nationalism and nature have the same root, which is nat, N-A-T. Okay? Nature and nationalism come from the same root, which is nat, nature. And part of naturalness and nature and nationalism is to procreate, to repopulate. You understand? Okay? To regenerate. When we say nationalism, we're talking about building up a nation, and a nation is nothing more than a collection of families and communities. If there's no family, there's no community. If there's no community, there's no nation. So a nationalist at the core of his being is a promoter of traditional black family. I want you to understand me, sister. I want you to understand, overstand, and understand your brother. I want you to understand, overstand, and understand your brother. As a nationalist, I am a supporter of nature. And as a nationalist, I am a supporter of the black community. And in order for there to be a black community, there must be black family. So a nationalist is a proponent of the traditional black family. The word nationalism and nature come from the root, nat. Okay? To do as nature intended, to repopulate, to regenerate, to create families and expand those families into communities and expand those communities into nations. So here's the question, my sister. If a nationalist is a proponent of nature, and if a nationalist is a proponent of the traditional black family, because there's no nation without the community, and there's no community without the traditional black family. So my question to you, my beautiful African sister, if you are engaged in a relationship of same gender, which means you cannot repopulate yourself. You cannot reproduce yourself with your mate who is of the same gender. That black man who's dating another black man cannot reproduce himself naturally with that black man. The black woman dating another black woman cannot reproduce herself naturally with that other woman. So as you can see, the mere fact that you have chosen to live your life in a situation that does not allow for nature to take its course by way of your lifestyle, then represents a contradiction for the pan. Your lifestyle then represents a contradiction for the Pan-African nationalist. Do you understand? That's why you can't be with us. We love you. We will fight for you. You're a black woman. I will respect you. I respect your mate. You understand? You are human beings. You are my sister. All of us have some sort of psychological issues as a result of white supremacy, slavery, and the Ma'afa. But politically, I love you as a sister. That's family. But politically, you cannot struggle because it is a contradiction. You are promoting behavior that is antithetical to the best interests of the black community. You are promoting lifestyle choices that undermine the best interests of the black community. So my sister, as you can see, I don't hate you. It's not about disrespect. We got to understand each other. Now, you can still struggle with the Pan-African socialists. They accept everybody. Okay? Anybody can go be with the Pan-African socialists. But for the Pan-African nationalist, no. Traditional African family structure is a foundational principle for the revolutionary Pan-African nationalist. I say it again. Traditional black family structure is a foundational principle for the revolutionary Pan-African nationalist. I love you, my sister. I hope to meet you one day. Let's sit down and have a conversation. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have a Dr. Umar town hall with the lesbian and bisexual sisters. we're going to have the same thing with the brothers too. Or we might just do it all together. We need to have a dialogue. We're not coming together. Well, we are coming together as family, but we're not coming together under the same umbrella of political movement, right? So family is family, right? You could go to the cookout, have fun. That's family. But when we taking care of business, military science, African liberation, that's when some of us got to go out the side door. When we socialize it, that's one thing. But when it's time to take care of business of African liberation, some of us have to be excused from the meeting. I have some more questions. Sister Sarah Adajer. Adajere. These are some beautiful names. Please forgive me if I'm mispronouncing them. Thank you, Sister Sarah, for your $10 donation. Brother Michael, $5. Thank you, Brother Michael. Kahali Bakalu. Is it possible to have a phone conversation? Yes. Are you a brother or a sister, Kahali? I'm not sure if Kahali is masculine or feminine. This is what you do, Kahali. Text my phone. Screenshot your donation so I know it's you. Screenshot your donation. Text it to my cell. 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. And I will oblige you with a telephone conversation in the next 24 hours. Kahali Bakalu. Thank you for your third donation, Kahali. For my lesbian sister, did I answer your question? Okay. George, $75 donation. Thank you, Brother George. Thank you, Brother George. Deshaun Spencer, $5. Thank you, Deshaun. Yvonne Kerbeam, $100. Thank you, Evan Kerbeam. That's a very interesting last name. I never saw that. Evan Kerbeam, very unique name. Thank you, Evan. Desmond, for Southern Company booking impact over intentional. Okay, Brother Desmond, you're the one I'm going to be doing the training with. I think so. Thank you, Brother Desmond, for the $10 donation. Wait, I saw Sister Tiff in here. Didn't I see Sister Tiff in here? One second. I thought I saw Sister Tiff twice. Maybe not. Okay. Tamir, what are your views on polygamy? Okay. Now you want to get me in trouble with the ladies, Tamir. Tamir donated $5, so he's entitled to have his question answered. What are your views on polygamy? Tamir, let me say it this way. In America, in the United States of America, if we married every able-bodied black man to every able-bodied black woman, there would be 2 million black women left without a husband. Let me say this again. This is the premise of why I support polygamy. To rebuild the black community, not to fulfill anybody's appetite for lust. I want to be clear. If you married every able-bodied black man to an able-bodied black woman, there will be 2 million. I didn't say 1,000. I didn't say 200,000. I said if you married every black man to a black woman, there would be 2 million black women left without a husband. And my question to the black community, my question to those who do not want to entertain the polygynous conversation, what are we to tell our 2 million black sisters here in America? What are we to tell them when there's no men remaining to become their husbands? What do we tell them? You know what they're going to do? Let me tell you what's going to happen. And this has nothing to do with morals or ethics. This is sociology, the behavior of groups. Those women are going to share other women's husbands. You know why? Because there's not enough to go around. This is a numerical, political, sociological reality. There's not enough able-bodied black men to go around. And guess what, Tamir? When you account for the incarcerated black men, because we didn't account for that. When you account for the homosexual brothers, and when you account for the transgender brothers, guess what? That 2 million goes up even higher, probably closer to 3 million black women won't have a husband. So what are we going to do for those 2 to 3 million black women who don't have a husband? You have to. They have a God-given right to be married. They have a God-given right to have a husband. They have a God-given right to have children. So what do you do for them? And if our beautiful black sisters have an answer, I'll love to hear it, as long as the answer is realistic and reasonable. Telling them to go to Africa and get a husband when most of them don't even think they're African, it's not realistic or reasonable. Keep in mind, a lot of our sisters here in the States have bought into this ridiculous notion that they don't come from Africa, right? They were already here. So since they're not African, they're not going to the Caribbean to get a husband. They're not going to Africa to get a husband. So what do we do with the 2 million unmarried black women who want families? You're going to have to let some people share. Because if you don't create a system of sharing, they will create a de facto dysfunctional system of sharing. And that is exactly what we have in America. Once we create a system of polygyny, men can stop lying. Men can stop lying. And women can stop sneaking. I'm going to say it again. Once we create a respectable, accountable, responsible system of polygyny, men can stop lying and women can stop sneaking. Now, let me say this. I've had sisters tell me that, Dr. Umar, I've been in a polygamous arrangement. My man had 2 women, 3 women, 4 women. Dr. Umar, I was taken advantage of in my polygamous. Well, here's what I want you to know. If you did not consent to the relationship, it was not polygynous. That's what I call monogamous. Polygamous and monogamous are 2 different things. Polygamy and monogamy. Monogamy. That's a word that Dr. Umar coined. My nigga me. My nigga me. My nigga me is a man with multiple women. That's not polygamy. Polygamy is not a man with multiple relationships. Let me explain something to you. Let me explain something. Polygamy is not a man with multiple women. Because a pimp has multiple women. A pimp has multiple women. A serial monogamous has multiple women. Polygamy is not simply having multiple women. That's monogamy. My niggas and me. My nigga me. Okay? Polygamy is a relationship where the man has multiple families with women who are all in agreement and collaboration with one another. Let me say it again. In order for it to be polygamy, the women have a relationship with one another. Let me say it again. In order for it to be polygamy, the women must have a relationship with one another. Let me say it again. In order for it to be polygamy, the women must have a relationship with each other. If I got 5 women, 5 baby mamas, 5 women I'm sleeping with, that's not polygamy. You know why? For it to be polygamy, those women must know about each other. They must be willing to make the family system work. They must collaborate with each other. They must enter into a sisterhood. If there's no sisterhood amongst the women, it is not polygamous. If there is no sisterhood amongst the women, it is not polygamous. If there is no positive, productive, progressive sisterhood amongst the women, it is not polygamous. I want you sisters to understand me. When you tell me you was in a polygamous situation, no, you were not. You were simply in a situation where the man had multiple relationships. In polygyny, there is one family and one sisterhood. You did not have that. So you were not in a polygynous situation. You were in a monogamous situation. Okay? In order to be polygamy, there must be a sisterhood amongst the wives that is positive, progressive, and productive. If there is no sisterhood amongst the wives that is not positive, productive, or progressive, that was not polygyny. That was monogamy. I hope that answered your question, Tymer. Let's see who else we have here. Jakari Richardson, $8. Thank you, Jakari. Sister K, is that a brother or a sister? I think that's a sister. Sister K, $5. Can we have a phone conference? Sister K, you want a phone conference? Screenshot your donation, Sister K, and text it to my cell. 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. Akila, Sister Akila, can I request the phone? What all these sisters want these phone calls? All the sisters want a phone call with the prince. Go ahead, Sister Akila. Screenshot your donation, baby, and text it to my phone. 215-989-9858. What y'all want to talk about on these phone calls, my sisters? Are these wifey resume interviews? Yamalet. I think that's a brother. Nah, that's a sister. Yamalet, $5. Thank you for the free education. Thank you, Sister Yamalet. That's a beautiful nose ring you got there. Beautiful nose ring. Okay, we'll wait for some more donations. We'll wait for some more. Okay, Sarah is back. Sister Sarah is back. How can I help my teen son get over his absent dad? Okay. I don't like the wording, Sister Sarah. I don't like the wording. How can I help my teen son get over his dad? He can't get over his dad. As a teenager, he desperately needs his father. So my question to you would be, how can we get him reconnected with his father? And you know Dr. Umar's position. There is almost no excuse to justify why a father cannot spend time with the child. If supervised visitation is necessary, then let it be supervised visitation. But there is no justification for why a father can't spend time with the child, okay? Unless the father is physically, emotionally, or sexually abusive to the child, he should be able to see that child. Where is the dad? Maybe we need to have a three-way conversation with the dad. Okay, Sarah? I need a little more information. Your son might need some counseling. He might need a big brother to spend some time with him. I don't know where you're based. But Sister Sarah, if you send me a text message, let me know where you're based. Maybe I can link you up with some organizations that provide services and programs for our young brothers. That might be the way to go, Sister Sarah. But we don't want him to get over it. We want him to get on with a relationship with his father. We got to connect him. And I'm going to hope and pray, Sister Sarah. And I don't believe you're guilty of this, but I'm going to hope and pray that you're not doing what some of our sisters out here do. We have a lot of bitter, black, radical, reactionary, female, feminist, single mothers who sabotage the relationship between children and father, who disrupt the relationship between children. A lot of you black women out there, not all of you, but there's a lot of sisters out there who are keeping the children away from the father because he did not choose you. I went through that myself. I had to go through that myself. Dr. Umar went through that. where the mother of my child kept me from my child because I did not choose her. Black woman, don't punish your child. Do not punish your child because you're angry at the father. That's not fair and that's not right. Don't do that. Don't do that. Stop punishing your children because you're angry at the father. Okay? But Sarah, if you reach out to me, we can have a conversation and maybe you, I, and the father can have a dialogue on the three-way to see how we can get him involved in his father's life. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, Jeremy Rayson, $3. Unfortunately, Brother Jerry, your donation has to be $5 in order to get your question answered, Brother Jeremy. So, Brother Jeremy, if you send in $2 more, you can ask your question. Okay? But, brothers, we got to be responsible too. Just like I have to take responsibility, you understand? For my decisions that led to that situation. You all black men. Part of being a man is being responsible. A lot of women will act like what you want until they get you. A lot of women will put on that Halloween Hotep costume. I've had a lot of women put on the Halloween Hotep costume until they get you. And once they get that ring or that baby, that Negro comes out. And when that Negro comes out, she don't go away. So be more responsible. Control your lust. Choose your woman for longevity. Make sure you're choosing a woman for what she's bringing to the table and what she's bringing into your life. Don't go off the looks because she's not going to look good forever. Don't go off the looks. She's not going to look good forever. Brothers got to do a better job. Brothers got to do a better job. Tiffany Griffin is back. Why do black daughters and mothers have discord? This is a great question because this is a great observation I've made over my 20 plus years being a therapist. Why do black daughters and mothers have discord? 3 reasons that black mothers and daughters have discord. There's a lot of reasons, but I'm going to give you 3. There's more than 3, but I'm going to give you 3. Number 1, although a mother wants the daughter to do better than them, although the mother wants the daughter to have a better life than she had, although the mother is rooting for the daughter to be all she can be, once the daughter has achieved a level of success that the mother did not achieve, some mothers can begin to get a little jealous of the daughter's success. It's true. I've seen it. I've had mothers admit it. And although she's happy for you, she's still happy. She still loves you, but a little part of her is jealous because she wish she didn't have all those kids young, or she wish she could have went to college, or she wish she could have became a teacher or a nurse or a doctor or a business owner. She loves you and she's happy for you, but a part of her is hurting because she wish she could have experienced what you are experiencing. So what I say to all the daughters who have jealous mothers, be patient with your mother. Look past the fault. Understand it's going to take her some time to get over the fact that that train has passed. She will get over it, but you have to be patient with your mother. Because had it not been for her, you might not be where you are. So don't rub your success in your mother's face. Don't do that. Don't disrespect your mother. Don't do that. Don't call her jealous. Don't do that. Understand she got to adjust to the fact that her daughter is living a life she wish she had. So be patient. with your mother. But yes, there is a such thing as maternal jealousy. Yes, yes, yes. Maternal jealousy is real. Yes, it is. And some maternal jealousy can be psychopathological. Some maternal jealousy can be psychopathological. I mean, to the point where the mother is helping the domestically abusive baby dad get access to the daughter to destroy her life. And the mom sabotages the marriage and tells the fiance all the little freaky stuff you did when you was a kid and all this other stuff. So sometimes it can get out of hand. Maternal jealousy can get out of hand sometimes, and you might got to separate from mom for a little bit, but that's still your mother. Okay, you can never have good luck in the afterworld if you don't treat your parents well, because she becomes the ancestor to look over you. So be patient with them, be forgiving with them, try to understand where they're coming from. They will get over it if you're patient. That's number one, maternal jealousy. Number two, mothers can be jealous of the daughter if they see the father show the daughter a love that the father never showed the mother. I think this was part of my situation. I'm going to say it again. If the mother never got the type of love from the father or her own father, let me say this again. If the mother never got the type of love from the baby's father or her own biological father, some is jealousy again. They can really have a problem watching you get loved on by your dad when they were never loved on by your dad or their own dad. That is also real big. That is also real big. That is also very, very big. Okay? Number three, a third reason, intergenerational trauma. Intergenerational trauma. If your mother was verbally and emotionally abused by her mother, she will pass it on to you unwillingly because she don't know how to get rid of the bad habit. In other words, your mom ain't jealous of you. Your mom ain't jealous of your father's love for you. But your mother had a mother who had some problems, who abused your mom. And through intergenerational trauma, the mother is now replicating the same abuse that she received, because although it is traumatic, it's the only thing she knows. A lot of abusive parents are abusive because they don't know how to stop being abusive. This is why we need the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, because I'm going to be teaching these classes and I'm going to be holding these support groups. Your mother may have been abused by her mother and might not know how to stop. And that's where Dr. Umar and the psychologists and psychiatrists and social workers and counselors have to come together and help our family. And we got to get this black mom, black daughter relationship together. Because in my experience, one of the biggest reasons for teenage pregnancy, one of the biggest reasons daughters date older men, one of the biggest reasons they rush out to live with a man is to get away from the abusive mother. Sometimes the abusive mother is the reason she's having premarital sex. Sometimes the abusive mother is the reason she's spending nights out with her boyfriend. Not because she's sexually promiscuous, not because she's hot in the pants, but she wants to get away from the abusive mother. See, when I wrote my books, some of you said, and I want to clear this up. I hope that answered the question, Sister Tiff. I'm going to do a book on that too. And ladies, I'm still working on for sisters only relationships and dating. Ladies, one day I'm going to hold up the For Sisters Only Relationships and Dating book, and I'm going to do the For Sisters Only Relationships and Dating tour. And you are going to love the tour. It's going to be comedy. It's going to be realism. And it's going to be a coffee house setting, and only women, biologically born black women only. Biologically born black women. Triple BWO. If you are not a triple BWO, you cannot attend the For Sisters Only Comedy and Consciousness Conversation. You must be biologically born black woman only. Triple BWO. Hashtag BBBWO. Hashtag BBBWO. Biologically born black women only. And I might add with some, never mind. Anyway, curvy, conscious. Curvy and conscious. Listen, I want to deal with something. I have been attacked by a few jealous scholars who don't have the level of preeminence in the black consciousness movement that I do. And I've been attacked by coons. And they say, Dr. Umar has written 2 books. 2 books. And we trying to understand how this man wrote 2 books and he doesn't have a bibliography. There's not a single citation inside of Black Parent Advocate. So how can Dr. Umar write a 500-page book without a single citation? I want to answer that question. I have been studying mental health since I was a 17-year-old freshman in college. I have been in the mental health field for well over 20 years. I have participated in the standardization of tests. I have served as an expert witness in due process hearings. I have evaluated thousands of children. I am an expert. And because I am an expert, everything that I write about in this book comes from my own, let me say that again, my own direct encounters and experience with the psychoacademic Holocaust. So I don't have to quote no white psychologist. I don't have to quote no black psychologist, because these are not the words of the white psychologist, and these are not the words of the black psychologist. These are the words of this black psychologist, Dr. Umar Johnson. Now, other scholars must quote when they do books on black children because they don't have my credentials or my experience or my training. They don't have it. So when they cross over and write books on the effeminization of the black male, when they cross over and write books on ADHD, they must quote white folks and they must quote black folks. I don't have to do that because I have my own direct experience, more than 20 years of doing this work. So I don't quote nobody in here except myself. Period. Point blank. End of story. Let's get on back. Any more questions? Let's see how we living on the Cash App. $ FDMG School. We getting off at 7 o'clock because I'm going to watch UCLA upset Gonzaga. We're going to get off at 7 o'clock Eastern time because we're going to watch UCLA upset Gonzaga. So we got 22 minutes. Sister Janet would like a phone conversation. Ladies, what's going on with all the phone conversations today? Somebody help me out. Why do all the sisters want a phone conversation for their donation today? What's going on with all these phone conversations? Now, y'all know the consultations are $75. Consultation with Dr. Umar is $75. But for you sisters, I will oblige your requests and I will give you your phone conference. Okay? We can't be an hour though. That's a $75 consultation fee. but we can do a nice 10-minute conversation. So Sister Janet, screenshot your donation receipt, text it to my phone, and I will be reaching out to you in the next 24 hours. And if any of you phone consult queens happen to be nappy, natural, and single, you might want to indicate that too. I'm just kidding. But let us get back. Politics is always over everything else. BK Trainer, what are your thoughts on the George Floyd trial? What are my thoughts on the George Floyd trial? I haven't watched any of it yet, but I have been reading some of the updates. I haven't watched any of it yet, but I have been reading some of the updates. And I think part of this distraction from the president involving immigrant issues is to distract away from the George Floyd trial. That's why they're paying all this attention to all this other stuff to make sure we're not focused on the George Floyd trial. They're going to try to let him off, but it's going to be tough because some of those testimonies that were given from eyewitnesses and experts were very damning to the defense. Some of those testimonies that were given by the eyewitnesses and the experts, some of those testimonies were very powerful and will be damning for the defense. Okay? So that's what I think about that, Brother BK. Mr. $13. Thank you, Mr. for the 13, FDMG. Okay. If you have a question, make the donation, $ FDMG School. Brother J, for a live chat. You can't get a live chat for $10, Brother J. Oh, you want to do a live chat on Instagram, Brother J? But how can I find you? Because when I click on the view requests, I only get one person. Can somebody explain to me why they only give me one person now? I'm not able to choose. When I click on live chat on Instagram, I'm not able to choose who I want. They only give me one person now. And I'm trying to understand why they only give me one person now. Brother Warren, will the COVID passport become mandatory? I'm afraid so, Warren, but I hope not. Will the COVID passport become mandatory? I'm afraid so, Warren, but I hope not. But I hope not. But I hope not. How is the search for the building going? Where you been at? We got 2 school buildings we trying to get up. HVAC and plumbing. It's all about the HVAC and the plumbing. It's all about the HVAC and the plumbing. If you got a question, you got to hit the Cash App today, $ FDMG School. Boston, I will see you Friday for the book signing and Saturday for the boot camp. Boston, I will see you Friday for the book signing and Saturday for the boot camp. Augusta, Georgia, I will see you at Humanity in Augusta, Thursday the 15th. Atlanta, Friday the 16th. South Bend, Indiana, May 23rd. South Bend, Indiana, May 23rd for the Black Messiah Conference. All my Indiana family, I haven't seen you guys in a long time. I'm looking forward to seeing all my Indiana family in South Bend on Sunday, May 23rd. Shreveport, Louisiana for the first time, May 1st. Shreveport, Louisiana for the first time, May 1st. Tulsa, Oklahoma, May 14th. Oakland, California, May 15th. Los Angeles, Blessed Love on Vernon will be Sunday, May the 16th. What else am I missing? I know I'm missing another event. I'm always leaving somebody out. It'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. We got 15 minutes left. Any questions? Hit the Cash App. Brother J for my IG. Brother J live chat. How do I get you though, Brother J? That's the question. That's the question. Because they only give me one person. I'll be coming to Mississippi soon too. Biloxi, Mississippi is coming up. Biloxi, Mississippi. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania is coming up. Harrisburg, Pittsburgh. Oh, North Carolina. I'm sorry. North Carolina. Triple threat, North Carolina. Fayetteville, North Carolina for the first time on Friday, June 4th. Charlotte, North Carolina, Saturday, June 5th. And Mooresville, North Carolina, Sunday, June 6th. I'm going to say it again. Triple threat, North Carolina, first weekend in June. Fayetteville debut, Friday, June 4th. Charlotte, Saturday, June 5th. Mooresville, Sunday, June 6th. Fayetteville is an outside lecture. Charlotte, North Carolina is going to be like a coffee house, town hall type vibe. It's going to be 2 shows in the same day. Sister Aurora is putting that together in Charlotte for Saturday, June 5th. And then Mooresville, North Carolina is going to be Sunday from 11 to 4. That's going to be a school to prison pipeline lecture. So all my North Carolina people, get ready for the first weekend in June. Triple threat. Fayetteville for the first time ever. The Prince is coming. Charlotte, I am back. Mooresville, first time ever. Triple threat, Carolina. If you got a question, you got to make a donation. If you have a question, you must make a donation. $ FDMG school. Shamira. For black feminism versus black womanism, $100. I love your name, Sister Shamira. Shamiria. It's a beautiful name. Black womanism says the black man got some issues dealing with his woman. And the black woman has a right to check the black man. But she's not going to make the black man a scapegoat for racism. See, the black womanist understands that she can hold her brother accountable, but she don't have to unite with the white feminist. The black womanist understands that she can check her brother on the community level and still be feminine. The black womanist is not trying to be a black man. She doesn't feel she got to act like a man or be a man to be equal to a man. That's the black womanist. Whereas the black feminist is a white woman in a black face who feels like she has to become a man in order to be equal to a man. That's the difference between the womanist and the feminist. The African womanist maintains her femininity. She's not giving it up. True, authentic African culture-based femininity. That's the difference between the black womanist and the black feminist. For Shara, $40. Are Catholic schools a good option for our children? Are Catholic schools a good option for our children? Sister Fashara Boy. Are Catholic schools a good option? To answer your question, my queen, they are not. Catholic schools are not a good option. They are indoctrinating our children with European Christianity. They have them praying in front of a white Jesus and a white Mother Mary, and not to mention the potential for sex abuse issues. So I do not support the black child going to any school except an independent, revolutionary, pan-African nationalist, community-owned and operated academy. That's the only school I support. The Catholic school is not a good option, but I understand parents do it out of a lack of options. The Catholic school is not a good option, but I understand why many of you parents do it out of a lack of good options. Jamal says, how do you deal with coons? Get away from them. Put your mask on. You got to put your mask on because you could catch the coon virus. Wear your COVID mask for the coons. Wear your COVID mask for the coons, okay, before you catch the coon virus. All right? Brother Jay, when you coming to Houston, Texas? When are you coming to Houston, Texas? I want to do Houston and Dallas, but I'm having trouble finding a place in Dallas. We got a place in Houston for the book signing, but we need a place in Dallas. So for my Dallas family, I need your help. For my Dallas, Texas family, I need your help. I can't come to Houston without coming to Dallas. I love y'all both. I love my Houston queens and I love my Dallas queens. I love my Houston queens and I love my Dallas queens. And I stand in solidarity with my Houston kings in my Dallas Kings. If I come to Houston and don't go to Dallas, that's not going to look right because both of you Texas towns have held me down. So if you live in Dallas and you have a place in Dallas, Texas or Fort Worth, Texas, where I can come and do the book signing and lecture, text my phone. Dallas, Texas, we need a location so I can do the Houston-Dallas doubleheader. I got a double header in California. I got a triple header in Carolina. I got a double header in Georgia. We need a double header in Dallas. Who got a space for me in Dallas? Book signing and or lecture. I need my Dallas queens and Dallas kings to stand on up. Oshuare. That's a pretty name. Oshuare. These are some beautiful names. How do you feel about ADOS? How do you feel about ADOS? ADOS is an acronym that stands for agents, distractors, opportunists, and saboteurs. I do not support ADOS. I don't support any movement that puts a wedge between me and my African European brothers and sisters. I don't support no movement that puts a wedge between me and my African continental brothers and sisters. I don't join no movement that puts a wedge between me and my African Caribbean brothers and sisters. I won't join no movement that puts a wedge between me and my African Caribbean brothers and sisters, my African Canadian brothers and sisters, my African Australian brothers and sisters, my African Central and South American and South Pacific Islander brothers and sisters. ADOS is a tool of division and distraction. We are one race. We are one family. We are one people. We are one race. We are one family. We are one people. And I do not have to weaponize African immigrants in order to prioritize reparations. I do not have to weaponize African immigrants in order to prioritize reparations. There are 46 million Africans in America. 46 million Africans in America. Only about 3 million are African immigrants. Out of 46 million, only 3 million are African immigrants. Why are we making them the problem? How can 3 million African immigrants be Black America's problem? That is ridiculous. How can 3 million African immigrants be Black America's problems? That is ridiculous, brothers and sisters. Ridiculous. They want to pick on the African immigrants, but they don't want to pick on the LGBTQs. They scared of them. They don't want to pick on the Asians. They scared of them. They don't want to pick on the Latinos. They scared of them. They don't want to pick on the feminists. They scared of them. They scared of everybody else. ADOS is scared of all the other minority groups that's been robbing Black people's civil rights for the past 50 years. They scared of them. So they want to pick on the African immigrant and make the African immigrant the scapegoat for what everybody else been stealing from Black folks. They scared of every other group. So they pick on. I appreciate y'all donations tonight. I appreciate, let me see who else we got. Kay is back. Can I have the number? Sister Kay, you don't know my number by now. You don't know my number. 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. That's the number. You should already have that locked in. Tequila, $5. Thank you, Sister Tequila. Brother Gaines, coming to Baltimore soon. Yes, sir. We got to hit up Black Maryland. We got to hit up Ricky. South Bend, Indiana will be a lecture. Yes. South Bend, Indiana is a 2-day event. The 22nd and 23rd, but Dr. Umar will be there the 23rd. The 22nd and 23rd, South Bend, Indiana, Black Messiah Conference and Convention celebration, but Dr. Umar will be there on Sunday. I want to see my whole Indiana family. To Sister C, $100. Thank you, Sister C. Did I hit everybody?